it off. Mm-hmm. And we are live. All right. Welcome back to Odys Talks, everyone. Yeah, you can see that things around me are a bit different. Don't have the Odys podcast sign behind me because we moved to a new place. And yeah, something will change eventually, but still, I think it looks and sounds still looks and sounds good enough for the show for today at least. Yeah, today I'm joined by three more of our mentors, since this is the mentor series episode. It's Israel Gadet of Flawless Marketing, right? It's not
Sure.
Flawless SEO anymore. It's Flawless Marketing. It's Doug Cunnington of Niche Site Project and Mile High Podcast, if I remember correctly. And you've also launched another podcast just recently. I don't remember its name though. What's it called?
Ranking Revolution.
Yes, precisely, Ranking Revolution. And Kasra of Sarchuru, FatRank, a number of other things. You can look him up on YouTube. Yeah, you can look him up on YouTube. He's got a great channel with tons of very useful, actionable videos that will help you solve a lot of your issues, constraints, troubles, problems in your SEO business and many other things. So make sure you can find the channel in the description box on YouTube. So yeah, just go there. As I mentioned, all three of these gentlemen are Odys mentors. So you can also go and book coaching sessions with each and every one of them using the links in the description of this episode on either YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And naturally, the show is brought to you by Odys Global, your one-stop marketplace for age domains, websites, and several additional services such as 300 redirects, topic clusters, EAT audits, and fully managed hosting. You can also get domains and websites from us in installments. And if this is something that you're looking for, just get in touch with our team and they will help you out. All right, gentlemen, why don't you go on and introduce yourselves? Just a couple of words about yourselves, whatever you want to highlight. Israel.
Yeah, so my name is Israel. First, I've been in affiliate marketing for 10 years. Last year, when Google decided to declare the war with affiliates, I started to focus more on my agency, Flawless Marketing. But yeah, I've managed a lot of sites in the past 10 years, and then now, despite the fact that I'm moving more on client works, I'm still have a few affiliate sites, despite the last year that has been up and down with Google algorithms. But it was just a good experience, I think, to move to other source of traffic like social media, banks, which is surprising, by the way, for some niche. So yeah.
Thank you. Kasra.
My name's Kasra. I have got a link building agency, along with like an SEO agency. I do a lot of like recovery consults as well. So whether it's links based, core algorithm update based, and now HCU based as well. So yeah, I think we're in for a good 1 hour conversation.
Awesome. Thank you. And Mr. Cunnington.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah, so I've been focusing on SEO and affiliate marketing for like the last 10 years. Started as a side hustle and then I ended up doing it full time. And unlike the other gentlemen in the panel here, I didn't do agency work. I sort of went the course route and have slowly over time actually exited most of my positions with my sites over the last few years, because other people work much harder than me. So it was just taking a little bit longer. And I have a lot of interest in just content creation, YouTube, podcasting. As you mentioned, I have a couple shows out there.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Let's hit things off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. The latest Google update sites have started to recover, sprouting out of from graves, basically, right? And behind the scenes, like before going live, we were talking with Kasra. He mentioned that the sites that are being recovered are the sites that belong to those people who have been doing their homework and were trying to fix things. Either way, yeah, we'll get to that. First things first, what did you guys notice happen to your affiliate sites, your friends' affiliate sites, your partners' affiliate sites after this update dropped?
I'd like to go first because I don't have as much news as the other guys here, I'm sure. So as I mentioned, I have slowly exited my position. So I only had a couple sites out there, which took a huge dive over the past 12 months, probably losing 90% of their traffic or so. So I didn't even look. I heard the updates were, or the update was coming out, and I was like, I'll just catch up with everyone later. So I did do a little homework in preparation for this. So traffic is up. If you look at the last month or so, you see a nice, I mean, it looks like I got everything back. But when you zoom out 12 months or 16 months, then you see the real story, which is a huge nosedive. And then there's a tiny little blip at the end. So that said, it was largely uneventful, but when you zoom out, you get the real picture. So when I checked with some friends, they said no recovery on their sites. I don't think they were doing any sort of recovery work, but they've seen still flatline.
All right, thank you. Israel, Kasra?
Yeah, but in my case, well, like I was saying earlier, in my case, I did not see any recovery. But like Kasra has pointed, is just because I was too busy with my agency work, so I did not really care about them. I just put them on hold, and I think it's an important point why they probably did not recover, because if you just don't show anything, any effort that you put on your sites in past month, past week, I think Google can definitely notice this and just don't give you the attribution because they don't really deserve it. So yeah, in my case, I just have one site that's still doing well, but this one was only focusing on Bing traffics because it's a niche that is really good for that search engine. But yeah, no, so far for me, Google has not been really good with me.
I think the websites that I've seen a lot of, even like what Doug was saying earlier, like they've recovered, or it looks like they've recovered, but if you expand like 12 months or 16 months, it's you're only back maybe 10%. So overall, you're still down. But the websites that fall under that category, the one similarity that I always, or out of like the handful of websites that I've seen anyway, is they didn't deserve to rank for all the keywords that they once did. So a lot of the keywords that are still not ranking, you can definitely gain by getting some more topical authority, potentially getting some more links built to certain silos of the website. That's the one commonality that I'm seeing. Obviously, you still do have the monster sites like Reddit and Quora ranking for everything and everything. And you've also got like LinkedIn Pulse and Medium. They're still doing very well. But there is a few websites that I've seen that are fully recovered. And when I say fully recovered, part of the actual recovery process is they actually realized that the website had went past their topical borders. So they did actually remove some pages. So although it's not fully 100% recovered, it might be like 75% recovered. They wouldn't have ever got that 25%, even if they had kept those pages live on the website, because it just wasn't to do with the core subject of the website. It was kind of expanding past that. So that's probably the 20 or 30 websites that I've looked at.
Yeah. What SEO adjustments have you found necessary in the aftermath of the update? Yeah.
So topical authority, like I've actually got a diagram. Am I able to share my screen? I've came prepared for this.
Oh, nice. Well, if you have the button present.
Yes, I do. Share screen. So again, some of the more advanced guys, this is going to be like sucking eggs here. But I think it'll still be pretty useful. I think, do you need to? Yeah, there we go. So content clustering. This is something that I posted on LinkedIn, but I'm just rehashing this on this podcast because it's pretty necessary. So you've got like top of the funnel keywords. So like, what is sustainable fashion? You've then got like middle of the funnel, which is like eco-friendly clothing reviews. And then you've got bottom of the funnel, which is like buy organic dress. Now, even if you were to apply this same strategy to like your YouTube videos, even for like Odys or even Doug, right? If Doug was to just go and publish 50 of his next videos saying like, buy my course, buy my course, buy my course, everyone's going to get really tired of Doug very quickly. But then if say, for example, like you're publishing, let's say 3 videos and it's like how to do schema, how to do internal linking. Oh, also, by the way, I've got a course that can also show you this full-on strategy. People are going to be like, oh, actually, do you know what? I'm going to buy Doug's course, or I'm going to say, same goes with like Odys. If every single video that you published, Vlad, was go and buy H domains, people are going to be like, I'm not going to watch the next video, or I'm not going to click on to the next video. But if, say, for example, you've done a video on how to properly use an H domain, how to do a 301 redirect, how to repurpose an H domain, and then you're like, by the way, Odys sells H domains, people are going to be a lot more attuned. And this is one of the reasons where a lot of websites did get hit. Like, I know a lot of the niche site guys, they don't like admitting that, but you look at their website, there just wasn't enough topical depth throughout their entire website. And I'm fairly certain Israel will probably go into that a little bit more because he's done a lot of topical maps and stuff. But if your website's covered this to this extent, it can definitely help, and Google will over time realize, yeah, these guys know a thing about solar panels, or these guys, yeah, they know a thing or two about SEO, for example.
Yeah. The thing I noticed however with affiliate site is the way Google interpret the wall content at a wall, I believe, is totally different than when you do SEO for business. I don't know if you work with both, but topical authority, when you leverage this example on a business site, damn, it's fly, it works super, it's super effective. And when you try to do the same thing on the affiliate site, it was working well before the September content. But I think what you pointed out is if you have too many money keywords, like you just try to sell stuff, I think Google has detect this and just say, okay, it's too much promotional, don't give any value. So it's point what you told about offering free stuff. People like free stuff. So if they like what you have to offer, they like your site. And basically it's what Google want. It want that its users like the site that they visit through their search engine. So it's a mix
definitely.
of both. Yeah.
It's also like a lot of people don't like hearing this as well. It's also one of the core fundamentals of building a brand. Like for example, there's so many websites out there, but why is your website so different to another person's website where they want to revisit your website? Is it because you've done the topical authority like I've shown? Is it because you're giving away free checklists? Is it because you're giving away a free audit if they opt in? Certain things like that. If you can think of certain angles like that when it comes to any website, you can get a lot of revisits, and also you're building up your mailing list. You can, as soon as you publish an article, you can say like, oh, by the way, I've published this case study, check it out, the link's down below.
Yeah, I'm sure that Google use recurring visitors as a part of its algorithm, because if a visitor come back again and again on your site, it showcase value to your site, and definitely I'm sure that is part of the algorithms. It has some weight for sure.
Yeah, that was one of the things in the algorithm leak. They mentioned nav boost, which is like a very, very dumbed down version. Is, let's say, if I've got an affiliate website and I'm sending all my clicks to Doug's website, and they can just say, well, why are we ranking Kasra's affiliate website when Doug has all the questions and all the answers? Let's just rank Doug for that main primary keyword, and then that's basically like a slap on the wrist for all the affiliate sites. Like, what is your affiliate site doing that nobody else's affiliate site's doing, or what's it providing value in terms of like from a visitor point of view? Or are you just sending a load of outbound clicks to Amazon? Because if you are, you're not really doing much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the sites that are doing very well right now, even if affiliate kind of sites, are the ones that have a newsletter, because they can bring their visitor back. And I think it just send a positive signals to Google as well, because it's all recurring visits. The ratio is much higher than another one. So if you have two sites that promote the same type of content, I'm definitely sure the one that have a bigger newsletter and have more recurring visitors will definitely rank higher, even preferably if the authority is lower. I think that's a balance in all that, but it makes sense, at least for me.
Doug, do you want to add something here? Share your thoughts, or?
I was thinking, should I add anything, but I don't know how to say it any better other than, newsletters. And I think what Kasra was saying with having great opt-ins, having tools, if you can create a calculator, it's something that I've like personally neglected, and I'm going back and looking at my content and thinking, okay, how could I create a content upgrade and a lead magnet for this? How can I create content that just leads into, the diagram of the funnel where it's like people are interested in this idea, and eventually that's the right audience to make a purchase in the future or be interested in other things that I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, I'm big on newsletters, and I think if people observe, we talk about certain things, but if they watch what we're doing, we all have newsletters, right? We all have digital products. Like, watch what we're doing. We're talking about meaningful stuff, but we have to think about our funnel and our products and stuff. But we're creating content on YouTube. We're collaborating together right now. Like, follow all the stuff we're doing by observing like exactly what we're doing here.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I know it's still like the early stages after the update, and Kasra, with you in particular, we've had this conversation a while back, maybe a half year ago, or more, after the latest Google update. I think it was May or something. And you also mentioned that it's like still too early to draw any conclusions, but still, you guys sort of touched on the things I'll ask you right now, but those things were more of like on the tool side of things. But have you already spotted or pinpointed any specific, like, let's say, tactics after the update that have become either more effective or less effective?
So one thing to bear in mind when HCU hit, a lot of the websites, they were, I would say that they were a little bit more established, and they were on the bigger side of stuff. Like, I don't quote me on this, but I don't think that there was any like websites with like, I don't know, 10, 20 pages that got hit by the HC. I think a lot of the ones that I saw anyway, like I remember back on Twitter, there must have been like 60 people that sent me through their websites. A lot of them were like, I would probably say maybe 100 plus pages. And what you typically find when you start scaling a website, and like I've done it, you obviously start seeing like all the green ticks and all the green arrows on Ahrefs, and you're like, oh, what can I rank for next? What can I rank for next? You kind of get greedy, and then the core concept of that website kind of like diminishes. So Google just doesn't understand what that website is about, or what the more important pages are about. So that's when like people like to do like internal linking audits, or potentially like a proper technical SEO audit. So like a lot of people think like they're pretty advanced if they're using Screaming Frog. So I mean, that's okay. That's probably like a 5 out of 10. But if, say, for example, you're using Google Search Console and then Screaming Frog, then people are like, I'm really advanced. And it's like, well, actually, you're probably like a 7 out of 10. If then you're taking server logs and Google Search Console, and also like, let's say, a Jet Octopus, which then tells you like, okay, These pages are your entry pages of how Google crawls your website, so how Google's actually entering your website, and this is the exit page over here. That's when you can be really smart with your internal link, and you're like, right, okay, I need to internal link 3 times on this page because right now Google's exiting out of this page. So if you can be really strategic with your internal linking, like a lot of people, this isn't to like discredit any tools and stuff like that, but a lot of people, they use like automated internal linking tools, and it's like, okay, that's probably like maybe a 2 out of 10 method, right? But if we want to be like a 10 out of 10 and we want to try to be like the next Forbes, let's say, that's where I'm guessing a lot of people's aspirations are. But let's say that's what you want to try and aim for. You need to be really strategic. Like you need to be like the 1% of SEO. And even if, like, say for example, your SEO optimized content isn't like 100% great, but your internal linking's really good, there's certain aspects, like let's say your link building's amazing, your content's okay, and then your internal linking's really good, that can make up for like okay content, or vice versa. If your content's great, you might not need to worry about as many links because your content's just really good. Google loves it. But I think the technical side of stuff, especially when you're trying to scale a bigger website, you need to start worrying about server logs. You need to start worrying about where you're internal linking to, how many pages or how many how many internal links your more important pages have, because that's the ultimate way of Google determining if this page is actually important, a core subject of what your website is. And in some cases, or in a lot of cases that I've seen, the websites that have started scaling out, they've kind of gone a little bit rogue, and Google's just crawling that website, and they're like, what is this website about? Is it about divorce? Is it about law? Is it about running shoes? They just don't know.
Yeah, site structures are so undervalued as optimization for SEO. So many times I just changed the way the structures of the site was, and I've seen a 200-300% increase. Just sometimes small changes, not something that is big. It's just the way the site is currently structured. A lot of people also don't look at the crawling depth. So if you have important content on your site and it's like in crawling depth 4, 5, 6, it will not likely rank, because you just say to Google, it's so far that is not important. So that's all minor stuff that I believe make a difference when you want to optimize the site. But that has not changed, however, since the recent years. That always been the case. I just believe that since the last year update, where so many sites has been impacted, people just started to wake up and say, okay, I think I need to push SEO more and make more effort. The same from the content side. I mean, it's been years that most people just take a keyword, plug that in tools like Super SEO or whatever it is, and just write the content, follow the important terms to include, but they don't really look at the big pictures of what the queries mean, what the user want. And most of the time, if you really look at this, you will see that what competitors has covered, you have a missing point that you need to cover if you have to have a chance to rank. Because if you just copy all the competitors, just cover everything that they covered, I mean, you need to bring something new if you want to outrank them. And I think it's probably something that people have started to realize after the helpful content update, because before you could just optimize your content with tools, and then you rank super easy, a few links there and there, and you was ranked. But now it's much more difficult, and it needs to put lots more effort on that. And I think semantics is really important for that, because Google has made really good progress in its NLP technology. It understands much better the words, it turns now. So it's really important to you have to optimize for your user first. That's the priority, but you also need to optimize for Google so it can understand your content. And everything is important, like even the logical flow of your outlines, the way you approach the topics and your content, everything need to be understood correctly from the because a new man can understand that this sections is relevant to the bottom, but if you have something that is relevant in the middle, Google is just fucked. What is it? So I think it's a lot about
that's actually a really good point that you touched on, because a lot of people do copycat content, or like they just used all the base layer tools, and it's like you're not actually adding any value. And that's one thing that Google spoke about when it's like information gain. So, for example, if all four of us have an affiliate site in the tech industry, and LG go and release a new television, and Doug's the first person, or let's use Vlad. We've not used Vlad as an example. If Vlad's the first person to actually like write the review on that LG television, and we're all just copying what he's done, Google's actually going to reward him for actually bringing something new to the table. So that's like one form of information gain. But then there's other ones as well. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Odds Checker. It's a gambling site in the UK. I mean, I'll pull it up. So these guys do odds for every single bookie. So, for example, I think, Vlad, you might need to accept it. So if you think of how difficult this would be, right, to do. So you've got Bet365. This is just like Wolverhampton versus Burnley. And it's telling you the odds. So if you want to place a bet on Wolverhampton, it's 12 to 25. If you want to place it on Sky Bet, it's 2 to 5. If you want to place it on Paddy Power, it's 4 to 9. Now, if you think from a user journey point of view, if I wanted all of this information, I would need to go individually sign up to all of these betting sites, and then figure out or install the betting app, let's say. So there's like maybe 10, 15 different betting brands there. So I would need to install 15 betting brands, or sign up to 15 betting brands, and then actually see, okay, Bet365 is this amount, 888's this amount, BetVictor's this amount. But this website's actually saving me a lot of time, and it's nothing new. Like Bet365, you could literally just like they're actually ranking for this as well, but how they've actually formatted the content is actually really good for the user. So again, when people are talking about helpful content, there isn't like a sentence in here where I'm like, oh my god, I've never seen that sentence in my life, right? It's all regurgitated, but in a very nice, well presented way. So if you can do certain things like this, and trust me, there is loads of different scenarios like this. That you can do. Like another good website is PCPartPicker. I don't know if any of you guys are into PCs and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is again, it's the least looking affiliate website that you would ever think of. But I absolutely love it, because you can go on and you can say to it, right, okay, I want this CPU with this motherboard and this memory and this storage. And if any of you guys aren't familiar with like PC parts and stuff like that, there's certain parts that are compatible with each other, and there's certain parts that aren't compatible with each other. So if you don't have any PC knowledge, and you're just trying to build your PC for the first time, you can go wrong. Like you can buy the wrong RAM with the wrong motherboard and the wrong CPU. But that's an
amazing idea, by the way.
Yeah, this just eliminates everything. But if you think of it, Israel, this is just a massive database. There's nothing really special about this, but it's basically just a big massive if statement. If this CPU has been picked, only show. If I just select, if that CPU has been picked, only show these 353 compatible products. Really, really simple idea. But that's all this website does. And again, it's an affiliate site. Like as soon as you click add, you've got like links to Amazon, you've got links to B&H, you've got all of these different website styles. But again, they all fall under being like just helpful content.
Yeah, that's definitely, even though it looks like from the, let's say, content perception point of view, like,
well, there's no content on that site at all.
Yeah, it looks like simple as hell, but at the end of the day, it does bring value.
Tool, and it probably have a lot of recurring visits as well.
Exactly.
And I'll jump in real quick, because I think the original question was, after the update, like what's working, right?
Yeah, the tactics, which have become more effective, which have become less effective.
And I think it's obviously too early, but what you guys were saying is like, go back to basics, right? It's like topical authority, like understand what your users are looking for, some technical SEO stuff that's really important. I'll go a slightly different direction, and I think like digital PR, backlinks, like those have always been important. They're even more important now. And
That's
I
true.
mean, no one's arguing about that one.
Mhm.
The other is, like I said, I'm leaning into other content areas. So video is big. Like even if you just have video skills, that'll serve you in the future. You potentially can like speak at conferences in your niche or like be a guest on podcast or whatever, because you're putting yourself out there. And then potentially you're getting like these other sort of traffic sources if you're doing a good job. And then the last thing, as far as like having maybe like more original content and not regurgitated, I think if you go to other sources, so instead of like doing a bunch of web research, again, watch YouTube video reviews, right? You can get the transcript, same deal for podcast. Like you can get firsthand experience from experts and then just move it
Yeah.
over to the written word. And that'll be brand new. I mean, you can quote and give credit to the people that you observed, but it's not in the written word because YouTubers usually are not writing a bunch of blog posts or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think what one thing as well that Doug's just spoke about is asking yourself before you publish an article or before you even do a video, is this going to help my user? Like so many articles could be eliminated just by asking yourself that.
Right.
Is this going to help my user, or am I just uploading this because I've got a big ego and I just want to rank for maybe 10 more keywords? As soon as you ask yourself that, it's like, right, okay, yeah. I
Guilty.
shouldn't
Yeah, I've
upload
done that.
that.
Done that one. Yeah.
But yeah, we're probably sounding a lot more white hat. I would say, like let's take a step back. Like Doug obviously mentioned link building. On the flip side of that, you've got disavows as well, which I'm a massive advocate of.
Yeah.
Like you can build a lot of toxic links very quickly and do a negative SEO attack. And in some cases, there has been that case with some consulting and stuff like that I've done in the past, where all they literally need to do is just do a disavow, and after like a few months, they're back to where they were. One other thing as well is guest post farms, so just be wary of that. If you guys are building any guest posts or link insertions or niche edits and stuff, a lot of those style links, if you don't know what you're looking at, they can be on loads of emails from like people in India and Pakistan and stuff like that, and it's just like, hello sir, do you want backlinks? And they just send out 25 links. A lot of business owners, they don't know what they're looking at, so they'll just automatically be like, yeah, I'll have 5 of those links, and those links are just getting spammed every single day. And those can be very, very harmful. I know that Google's came out and said we ignore bad backlinks. They do to some extent. Like for example, if we go back 10 years, a very easy negative SEO attack was to just do a load of GSA and Money Robot and stuff, and with like Viagra and CBD and porn anchors and stuff, and that would literally tank anybody's website. Now, Google's gotten really good at ignoring those types of links, and they basically just neutralize it. It's like, yeah, we know it's not 2012 anymore. We know what you're trying to do there. But you do have to worry about the guest post farms and stuff, because those will actually have a detrimental effect. I think from our last test that we done in-house, one bad backlink, you needed 10 good links to basically reverse what that one bad backlink was doing to your site.
Yeah, I think Doug got a really good point with digital peer. I have also noticed that in the past years, especially, that links have more weight than before. I think it's probably because good content is easier now to generate with AI. So Google has lots of content arriving from left and right, and okay, I need something to put some balance there. So what is harder to generate than content now that is super easy with AI? Links. But the point that Kasra just pointed out with Kiss Post site is people spam this as well. You can have a good site that offer guest posts, but people will build towering links, tier 2, tier 3, and they will spam the site. And over time, what happens is just the site is will probably tank over time. The past year has been good because it's killed so many guest post farming sites. So now the sites that accept guest posts are more healthy they are more rare to find as well. But again, there are still some people that buy links, just spam them, trying to push some power to them. So when you look at these pictures and you look at digital peer, those links are much more valuable for Google because they are much harder to get. So I think they carry much power and trust as well, because you can get really solid links from digital peer. And those news sites, those sites that write the reporters write on, they are not likely to get spam. Even if they are spam, they are those sites have so much authority, then Google would just ignore, because it's know that it's not the site itself that has built those links. So yeah, I think digital PR is definitely the features for link building, and it's why also I started to do that as well as my agency, because I think it's definitely the features. Yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing that we've not actually spoke about is the EAT signals as well. So, for example, we've spoke about links, we've spoke about topical authority, but then you can also get like unlinked mentions, and it's not even linking to your website, but it's a credible source. So, for example, if CNN went and done an article on Kasra Dash, I'd like to think it's first
or
of
a
all,
report, like a TV report.
they probably won't actually link to me. Like I've just pulled up an article now. Like I've just done. There's another. I'll share my screen again.
Go on.
This is a good way.
You've come prepared to the teeth.
You know what I said? It's going to be the last time I share my screen last time. But this I promise will be the last time. But like I've just done IBM-IBM.com. So I'm just looking at like brand mentions, and CNN was like the first article that I've clicked on. And if you actually take a look here, they don't actually link to CNN. Like they've got CNN as an internal link. So, sorry, they've got IBM as an internal link. But that's just an internal link. They don't actually link out to IBM. And again, a lot of people they're just chasing do follow, no follow links. But if you're actually doing SEO correctly, not all of your links, or if you're doing proper white hat SEO for like a big firm, if you go and look at IKEA every time it's mentioned on the web, they're not always linking to IKEA. In some cases, they just mention IKEA. Maybe, I don't know, they've just changed CEOs or the stock markets went up. That's what a lot of the bigger websites do. It's the same when it comes to like Elon Musk and stuff like that as well. But like I think the first thing I would be looking at is your brand actually mentioned anywhere else? Like have you won any awards? Like a lot of businesses or a lot of websites, they win awards, but they never speak about them online. It's like, well, you've just won the award for the best brain surgeon in the world. Why aren't you screaming and shouting about that? Google should know that you're the best brain surgeon in the world, but right now it doesn't. So if you win any awards, doing award link building, that definitely helps. Making certain that your offers are getting mentioned. Like, for example, if you search up any one of our names, probably, I'd like to think that we've got other websites mentioning us. Well, prime example, Odys mentions us. So try to get those mentions. Branded mentions, obviously, definitely helps. And last thing I would probably say is don't just focus on do follow and no followings. Try and get some actual website mentions or some offer mentions as well.
Yeah. I think the order as well is to make your brand recognized as an entity for Google. So your organizations, if your brand is personal, so your name be recognized, acknowledged, graph, acknowledged panel, all those stuff. Because if you have mentions on the web, Google need to be able to acknowledge graph to associate that it's you. So I think it's also part of it. And it's also difficult to make Google recognize that, okay, this brand is you. But when you achieve that, I think it's a strong hit factor.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna do a shameless plug right now into our conversation. Yeah, how do age domains fit in the picture right now, in particular after this latest Google update when affiliate sites have started to recover? what advantages do they have today compared to what they had, let's say, a year and a half ago, if any?
So
Well,
I've spoke to Alex about this. I don't think I've told you, Vlad. I've shown Alex 2 different examples of websites that the original website got hit by HCU. We then found them an H domain with like a really good backlink profile. In one case, I also had a Wikipedia links and stuff like that, and also Wikipedia page. As soon as we done a 301, literally maybe we pruned maybe 10-15% of the website, fixed a little bit of internal links and stuff, for 100% recovery on that one website. The other website is probably about 85% recovered. But yeah, it's age domains can definitely. It's almost like I don't want to say this, but it's almost like a cheat code. And again, I'm not saying that if even if I wasn't like an ODYS mentor and stuff like that, but that 100% does work.
Yeah, I think it's always work because you just transfer the authority, and also if you buy an H domain that is recognized as a brand entity, and then you like do PR just to do brand acquisitions, and you make that people understand that his brand is now yours, then you can get all the merits from the links of that domain. So you like Kasra said, it's a cheat code because sometimes the domains have so many links and value that, and some, if you have a really good domains, you may have also lots of links that has been acquired by digital PR campaigns and so on. So now the typical type of links that is easy to build, so it adds up to your domain's value as well.
And I don't have direct experience recently, and I don't want to, repeat what the guy said again, but just I'll add another idea. So once you move your site over, maybe you were hit by HCU, you're on a new age domain. One interesting sort of PR idea. I lean on podcasts for everything, by the way, so it's all my examples. You can sponsor a podcast, for example. Often the podcast show notes are syndicated across many other big websites. So I had a company contact me. They wanted to sponsor the show because specifically they wanted a iHeartRadio.com link. That was it. Because I was like, what? This is not a good match, but if you want to sponsor me, that's cool. But anyway, you could go around and say, hey, I want to sponsor your show. It kind of fits. By the way, I just want to announce the rebranding of this old brand. It's now been acquired and we're, merging together. And that makes total sense. You're just spreading the word. And that's a super simple way. And if anybody wants to sponsor my show, just shoot me an email. Let me know. iHeartRadio links. And there's a couple others too. But age domains work. It's perfect for that use case.
I quite like that. You're just gonna see my name sponsoring like 50 different podcasts in the next month.
Let's talk. I'll talk to you later. I'll share. Yeah, I'm doing some research, but I'll tell you guys offline because I think it's pretty interesting, but it's not done widely.
Yeah, and if anyone listening or watching is got interested in Dog's idea, just make sure to book a call with him. You can find the link in the description. And he'll
I can let you know.
Bring you up to speed on everything. Getting back to the affiliate marketing Rebirth, let's say. By the way, do you consider it the rebirth of the let's say this area of the industry?
I sure hope so.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go.
Actually, the core group has been, I think it's completed for just 2 weeks. So let's give it some times. But yeah, I have seen all over the social media lots of case of website that was completely tanked and then they recovered after this latest core update. So yeah, there's definitely some positive to that. By the way, affiliate marketing, I don't think it was dead, but of course most people that was doing this was using Google organic traffics to leverage revenue because it's free traffics and it's the most profitable way to do affiliate marketing. A lot of people have quit, to be honest, with reason because It's been a few years that affiliate marketing is not easy. Google doesn't like us for some reasons, but yeah. So I think it's yeah, we'll see. But like Kasra pointed earlier, is those that have recovered are probably those that never started working and did everything to recover, and they probably do daily activities on their site, and yeah, that's probably why
I think I'm going to be slightly controversial with my answer. I think
Skeptic.
the lazy blogger that just mass produces content and just uploads and uploads and uploads and does a few internal links and sprinkles a few backlinks, I think that method is definitely dead.
Yeah.
The guy, like, I mean, for example, there's so many really good affiliate websites that I think that if you're just like a lazy blogger, like, you just don't deserve to rank. And that's probably sounding really harsh. But for example, if you are, let's say, reviewing all the products, or like, there's a lot of prime example. I was looking at a couple travel blog sites that got hit in the HCU update like last year, and it was all just like stock AI images. So even if I genuinely wanted like a hotel with a nice balcony, like with a nice view, right? I don't know where I was traveling to, and like maybe the top like 2 or 3 results. This was prior to the HCU, sorry. They were all just using stock images. I'm like, this just isn't useful at all, right? I genuinely just want to see what the view is like, and I'm going to book the hotel. I will click as many affiliate links as you want me to, as long as you've got a nice view, nice image. And I came to the conclusion that a lot of the travel bloggers, I had actually visited more countries than a lot of these guru travel bloggers. A lot of them, they're just literally in their bedroom uploading articles, and I'm like, this is just not helpful at all.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that type of affiliate site, I'm sure it can definitely, it might be a quick win or a quick buck. It might work for a few months, and then you're going to get hit by a helpful content update or by a core algorithm update. But if you want to grow something and potentially sell it, which I know a lot of affiliate site owners, that's the end goal, right? They want to start making, let's say, 20,000-30,000 a month, and they'll get like a juicy they'll get a juicy multiplier, and then they'll sell the affiliate site. If that's your end goal, then if you can set things up correctly, where I don't need to click through loads of different websites to find my answer, you're on to a winner. But if you're building a lazy site, then I don't think you're going to get far.
Yeah, I think if you come back really many years in the past, I think 6 or 7 years in the past, I had a VPN site, an affiliate site in the VPN niche, and I was making like mid six figures per month. But if you look at this, my reviews was so basic, like resume of features, pricing, why it's good, brilliant text, no specific text. And now if you look like for best VPNs article, they test everything, like the speed of every servers, they examine the no lags policy, they do a lot of stuff. And if you look at many review sites now, they buy the projects, they have custom image, they have videos of theirs. It's not as easy as it was before. Before you could like spend a few thousands per month just on content. At the time, we did not add here. But yeah, and you could make lots of money, super easy. You could throw some P-bands, and yeah, you was ranking in top positions. But now you need to buy the projects, you need to buy the service, you need to make, like exactly like Kasra just pointed out, you need to show lots of effort in a review. So it's much more difficult. It requires so much more investment for the website owner, because you have to buy the projects, you have technical writers, which is expensive. But the profitability for affiliate marketing is not what it was in the past. Definitely not. The margin is much lower now.
There's an affiliate website that sells running shoes, and think of how many running shoes there is. There's probably like upwards of 400. And every single running shoe that gets released, they buy the actual shoe and they cut it in half. So they're showing you like, okay, it's got this much sole, it's got this much padding, it's got this much threads. This is, and I'm looking at it now. I'm like, that's like £160 shoe that you've just cut in half. Like that's just crazy, just for review. But I suppose like if, say for example, if you are genuinely like a hardcore runner and you want to do like ultra marathons and stuff like that, it's probably really beneficial. But for somebody like me, I'm like, yeah, that's got nice. It's a blue shoe. I'm going to buy it. That's my knowledge of running shoe.
Right. I think for affiliate marketing, personally, I will not start another projects like review because it's too much work. But I think when you have the idea to build a tool, let's take a few examples. You have shown PCPartPicker, that is super popular tools that probably make tons of money. Yeah, PCPartPicker. But there's many others. Like if you look like camel.com, which just you can create alerts on price, any projects on Amazon, and send you an emails when the price drop at your range, and then they get commissions on that. It's a great idea. It's easy because it's just API requests and the database, and then it's all automated. You have also, I think, hddprice.com, which show the top deals on HDD drives on daily basis. So there's many ideas like that. I think affiliate marketing that still have some good opportunities, but more towards tools than content side. But for me, if I would to start another project, that will be definitely a tools, something that have a real use case. That is free also because user want free stuff and you make just your money to affiliation links. So yeah, there's many opportunities still, but if you go with the idea of Kasra with calculator, I think it's lots of people did that because it's super easy now with AI. But the point is, you can still use AI to build any tools you want because it's GPT-4 is really good at coding. So it's all about your imaginations and yeah.
You also do have I don't know if you've ever used this. Have you guys heard of cursor.com? But it's Cursor AI. It's literally just like a full-on IDE, like a code editor. And you can just give it a prompt and say like, hey, code me like the next WhatsApp, for example. It'll tell you like which packages to install. So you just click and then it just starts coding. Like it can start coding like a 6,000 line app in like under 10 minutes.
Wow.
Do you get, can you just get the source code like right out of there, or is it tied to?
No, you can just download it. You can just, it's by far one of the sickest like IDEs. Like I've done a video on it recently, and I just said like code me like it was a solar panel calculator. So like you just input your company's prices. So let's say for example you might charge, I don't know, $1,000 per solar panel, and then it, like if anybody that is interested in it, they can literally just get like a live quote right there and there, and you can capture their details. And so ranking for something like that's like really easy. But you can actually start to like be like really advanced with it. So you can say like, okay, I want you to use this API. I want you to pull in this information. Here's the actual API documentation. It'll go and read it. It'll start coding it. I've probably oversold it. You do need to go back and forth with it. It's not as simple as that. But I mean, it can code something very, very easily.
Cool.
Wow.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
cool.
All right. Before we wrap things up, all right. So let's say just 2 years ago, maybe a little more, but 2.5 years ago, let's say, affiliate marketing seemed to be the easiest gateway to get into the SEO, all things SEO business and affiliate marketing and all that kind of stuff. It got more complicated over time, over the past 2 years, especially during the after the H2 update, right? When the only affiliate sites that have survived were the ones that had like brand weight, that had all the necessary signals in place, stuff like that. But let's say things become a lot simpler. now with this August update, what would you advise, let's say, new affiliate marketers, up and coming affiliate marketers, those people who want to start doing this? What would you advise them to do, what to focus on, and what to avoid?
I'll go
Don't do
first
it.
here.
Fred.
Yeah. It's much harder than you think. Yeah, you're right, Kasra. I would look at, I'm gonna point at an example, and that is Chris Hutchins from All the Hacks. Are you guys familiar with his podcast / blog? And so it's a pretty big podcast these days, but he does what we're all sort of doing, right? He has his various platforms, so podcast first, but it's also on YouTube. He has a newsletter. He has a bunch of ads that he puts in the content, but he also, I think he blogs some as well. And, it's a bit of repurposing from the newsletter, and maybe he'll expand it out, but he has like a full sort of suite of monetization, and he has many different content creation platforms. And I think that's kind of the way to go. You probably can't do all of that all at once, but he had a full-time job when he first started, and he did the show for about, I don't know, like a year or two. And then he and his wife went full-time on it. He's like, all right, it's time to do this. So you'd have to layer it on because it's a lot to do, but I think that's more of the right approach. And it's more of a personal brand. He's not like, hey, I'm doing these reviews. He's like, I use the product, and then I contacted the company and said, hey, you want to sponsor me? So I know we don't have too much time, so I'll just make it quick.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys.
I can go next. What I would say, affiliate marketing is right now. If you want to start as an affiliate marketer, I hope you have created those skills from the start, and that you are genius for getting creative ideas. Because if you just try to copy something that you have seen working for someone else, it's unlikely to work for you. For me, I think it's still some opportunities with tools, but other than that, I don't know. I preach affiliate marketing for so many years. First, my name on social media started as an affiliate marketer because, and I love affiliate marketing. I made my will with that. But right now, if I will have to start right now, I don't know. I don't know if I will start right away as an affiliate marketer. In the past, I love that because it gave me all the experience for SEO. Because when you manage multiple sites, you see lots of challenge, lots of issues, and you learn. It's the best way to learn because you see every new stuff every day, and you try different strategies, and I think it's the best way to learn SEO. So for that, yeah, definitely. So having a website, a content site to learn SEO, test stuff, all in. But yeah, if you want to start an affiliate site today, you better prepare to put some money because it's really expensive. It's not as easy as it was before. So that's that's not really an advice, but that's my opinion right now.
I think the advice I would give is if you've got any affiliate sites, just burn it down, delete it. Don't do it. No, if I'm being honest, I think I don't like the affiliate model because, or a lot of the typical affiliate sites that we've seen over the past couple of years and stuff, mainly because there's nothing to the website. Like you just see
No
it,
substance,
like you've just uploaded. Yeah, you've just uploaded 50 pages. Like anybody can replicate that. But if somebody had a gun to my head and said you need to do you need to build an affiliate something, I would probably just look to be as genuine as possible. So, like for example, I've just checked out that Chris Hutchins website, and it just looks like everything that he's actually promoting on there, he's actually tried. And I've only just looked at 2 or 3 pages, but within looking at those 2 or 3 pages, I'm like, yeah, I just trust this website. I don't know why. I probably shouldn't be so trustworthy. I've never met the guy. I don't know him at all. But yeah, just doing stuff like that, and also trying to this does take time. You can't just do this overnight, but like trying to build an actual brand, and again, everyone's probably sick of people saying that, but if you're actually if you're omnipresent, like if you've got a website, if you've got a podcast, if you're doing YouTube videos, if you've got a marketing list, if you have a SaaS that you can build out as well, like if you can give all of that, you can do very well. Like a lot of people think building a brand takes years and years and years, and it's like, well, actually, if you take a look at Surfer SEO prime example, 2 years ago they were literally like, you look at their traffic on April 2 years ago, nowhere to be seen. And I think the last thing is I've spoken to a lot of agency owners throughout the years, and a lot of them said, "Oh, I run this agency. I hate agency work or agency life. I want to get into affiliate. I want to do it on the side, and that's going to be the golden bullet that's going to take me to 10 million." It's like, you need to actually run an affiliate site like a business, like you would with anything. So I think being genuine in your content, actually asking yourself, is this going to help somebody, or am I just chasing keywords, and running it as a business?
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. Run as a business. You all say that. It's all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the advice and for the entire conversation. I actually prepared a lot more questions, but there was so much information coming in from you that I just decided to focus on the most, like the most the hottest ones, let's say. Once again, thank you for joining, for doing this, for taking the time, finding the time to do this. Everyone watching, make sure to smash that like button. You can really appreciate your comments in the comment section as well, just to share your thoughts. Maybe you have some more ideas about how affiliate marketing can be managed the affiliate sites can be managed today and stuff like that. Just to make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned. We'll be here in a week. Follow us on social media, whether Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even TikTok. You'll see the announcement. Thank you, gentlemen, once again.
Thanks.
Cheers.